Are you ready to update the decor you have in your home, but you're on a really tiny budget and you want to make sure that you stick to it? I'm going to show you how you can take some thrift store finds and existing decor that you already have and upcycle it to be brand new. My first project is updating this IKEA little table lamp. I use this as a bedside lamp, and although it's truly functional, it actually is the perfect size for what I need, but it's just so very simple and plain. So I'm taking some tumbling tower blocks that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be gluing 6 of them end to end. I'll repeat this process until I have 8 pieces of 6 glued together. Then I'm going to take 2 of these pieces and hot glue them together, and that will leave me with 4 thicker pieces. The inspiration for this design came from my brand new curtains from 2 Pages, and I'd like to thank them for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to be creating a ladder. So I'm taking 2 of the thicker pieces that I put together, and I'm going to be gluing 1 tumbling tower block to the bottom, 1 to the top, and then I'm going to add 3 more in the center. Once I'm done with this first one, I'll do the same thing with the remaining 2 long pieces. Now it's time to add some more tumbling tower blocks so these can connect these 2 ladder pieces together. I'm gluing them towards the center more because that's how the original cross pieces were glued on my 2 ladder pieces. I hope that makes sense. It's hard to explain, but I hope you can just see what I'm doing here. Here, I'm just checking to see if what I'm thinking will work will actually work, and I'm pretty sure it will. I'm going to repeat gluing on these little connector pieces to the other piece of ladder, making sure that I have it in the right spot. This was the trickiest part of this whole project, trying to get all of these connectors glued together at the same time using hot glue. In hindsight, I probably should have used hot glue for maybe every second one and used wood glue for the others and then clamped it together and let it set. But I was being impatient. I wanted to get this project done, so I just used hot glue, and it did work to a certain extent. I did have to do a little filling in with some hot glue. There were a few little gaps here and there, but all in all, it turned out exactly how I wanted it. I've got the base of the lamp here, and I've taken all the other pieces off so I can make sure I can fit this sort of ladder structure over it, and then I'll be gluing it down. But first, I have to paint it. I'm going to take it out to my garage and give it a few coats of this flat black spray paint. This is the original lampshade that came with the lamp. It's a really pretty gray color. It matches perfectly with the theme of my room, but I did want to jazz it up a little bit. So I'm taking a really small, fine angled brush, and I'm just going to be going across the top like this, creating a nice little line. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the bottom of the lampshade, and that's just going to connect these two pieces together, the base with the black, and then a little bit of a black touch or accent on the shade. I'm doing this freehand, but feel free to use some type of guide if you like. You could use some painter's tape or even a little bit of washi tape, and that would be a lot probably faster as well. I don't mind taking my time and doing things a little slower. It gives me a great opportunity to get on YouTube, watch some of my favorite crafters do their stuff too, and get even more inspiration. I want to make sure that this looks really good from all angles. And because this is a smaller lamp, you can see the top of it when you're standing next to it. I'm going to make sure I cover all the fabric that you can see at the top. The latter portion is now dry, and I'm going to be just using a little dab of hot glue in each corner to set it down onto the base of the lamp. Next, it's time just to replace all the pieces that belong, making sure that I put them in the right order, and then attach the bulb and the lampshade. I'm so excited to show you what this looks like. Now let's take a look at 2Pages, and I'd like to thank them again for sponsoring today's video. This is the second set of 2Pages curtains that I've received, and they are gorgeous. 2Pages prides themselves on being able to provide luxury for less. Their 20 plus years of industry experience and collaboration with interior designers ensures that they give you a higher quality standard with gorgeous fabrics and beautiful designs. They have 40 collections, over 1,000 neutral fabrics, 10 header styles, and 6 liners, including blackout, thermal, and noise reduction. They also have an option where you can get memory shape, which makes your drapes fall exactly the same way every single time. I got my order within 10 days, and it was so exciting to have that box show up on my front porch. I chose this set from the Stefana Silver Print Linen Blend, and I chose the white with the carbon plaid. Here you can see all the different types of drapery styles that are in this collection, and there are a few other collections that you can choose from as well. So if you like a little bit of whimsical with the polka dots, or you like a little bit of a pattern, maybe with some florals, there's something here for everyone. 2Pages has everything you need to create the home of your dreams. They have linen curtains, they have blinds and shades, they have all the hardware you need, and even the clips. And if you're not sure about what you want to purchase, you can order their swatch books. Lately, I've been showing you all the things that I'm redoing in my master bedroom, and these linen drapes are the perfect fit. I love the pattern that I chose. This is the plaid with the white backing and the carbon stripe, which is a bit of a gray. And you can see the wonderful texture of these curtains here. And what I did is I got 100% blackout on the back of these. And that's a beautiful white color. Look at the detail in all of the stitching. It's really, really a wonderful product. Here's the look at the other side. In the light, you can see the gray color a little bit better here. And again, that 100% blackout backing is perfect for when you want to sleep and the sun is shining in your window. When you're done watching my video, make sure you head down to my description box, click on the link to 2 pages, and there'll also be a code there for you for a discount on your first purchase. I love finding little boxes and things that are white. This actually came from the Dollar Tree, a beautiful little basket weave trinket box. The only thing I'm going to do to it is add a charcoal gray knob to it, just with some hot glue, and that's going to be the perfect addition to my bedside table. Another quick and easy upcycle is taking this Christmas artist panel that I put a design on the back of it. I'm just going to be using some gray stain. I'm going to stain the bottom of it and the sides, and that's just going to give it a whole new look. It really doesn't matter if the bottom where the design is covered up, because you're not going to see that anyway. But if it bothers you, go right ahead and paint it and give it a clean look. But I'm okay with however it looks on the bottom. So this gray stain is a water-based stain, and it's from Salmon, and I get this at my local Home Depot. I've just applied it, and now I'm going to wipe it back with a paper towel, and this is called Weathered Gray. I'm always on the lookout at thrift stores for handles, cabinet pulls, knobs, you name it. They're usually in the little baggies on the sides of the wall. And I was really lucky to find these. I really like the shape of them, the style of them, and even the color is good. So I'm just going to be gluing these on the side of this little panel and make a little bit of a fancier riser or tray. This is a bird project that I did a while ago. I don't think I showed it to you guys, but basically I just took a couple of pieces of spindle and made a base at the bottom with a piece of wood, and then glued a little ceramic bird on the top. I did paint these with some baking soda and white chalk paint, and then I dry brushed a little bit of a different color on top. I made a set of 3. This one had a little bit of a green going on with the bird, but I thought they just weren't what I expected when I did them. So I'm going to take this one and give it some little pouncing of black paint, making sure that I still see a little bit of the white coming through. And I really like this look much better than the white. I wanted to cover some books in this linen drop cloth, and instead of going to the thrift store and grabbing some books, paying maybe a couple bucks for them, I decided to look through the books that I have at home, and I found these 2. One is a German to English dictionary, and the other one is something that you would take if you were going traveling and you just needed to figure out phrases of the most common things asked for. So I want to keep these books. These are from my mother, so I wanted to make sure that they stayed in my home. So what better way than to actually use them as decor? I'm telling you my age now, but I remember back in grade school when we had to take some type of paper, whether it was newspaper or craft paper, and cover our books so they wouldn't get soiled. This is the same kind of effect, except you're using fabric. I have my fabric scissors sitting here with me because that's going to give me the cleanest cut wherever I need to snip it. I decided to just put one stamp on the middle front cover of the small book. And I'm just checking there to make sure I got it right. I just used a dollar store ink pad, and these are some stamps that I got off of Amazon, and I have a ton of stuff listed in my Amazon store, and most of these are in there. So just click the link down in my description box, head to my Amazon store, and you'll be able to see all of the stamps that I tend to use. I think this turned out really pretty, so I decided to do something a little different with the larger book and put something on the spine. Now I took a crockery stamp from the IOD collection. This one says Devonshire Clotted Cream, but I'm not going to be using that part of it. So I'm taking some tape and taping off the part of the stamp that I don't want. I just want the word Devonshire on there with the little design on either side of the word. I'm applying the ink just to the word Devonshire in the center, making sure that I don't get anything else on the other stamp. Once I've got it covered completely, I'm going to remove the tape and then place it on the spine right in the center of the book. Now I'm going to be using my glass block, and I should have done that with the other stamp as well, but I'm going to be placing it down at the bottom of the glass block and then inking it up, and I'm going to put just half of it on one side, and then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. And I think that just adds a little extra something to this book. Now let's see what all of these pieces look like on my bedside table together as a grouping. The last item that I'm going to be styling in this window corner is this beautiful solid maple old chair. There was one of them at the Goodwill. I got it for $6 and I just love it. It has so many unique details to it. And I don't understand why people get rid of chairs like this, but it's going to look beautiful styled in this corner. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I truly appreciate it. If you're interested in checking out 2Pages for their wonderful curtains, make sure you hit the link down in my description box. See you in the next one.